What is up, you guys? I got a pretty good video today for you. As you can see by the title, we're going to be talking about the 5 types of people that you want to avoid. Now, these people come in all shapes and sizes. These can be your friends, it could be your family, it could be your coworkers, it could be acquaintances, it could be really anyone, people you know from social media, online. It doesn't matter. These people are everywhere, and again, they come in all shapes and sizes. These types of people just unfortunately will just drag you down. So what I want to do today is kind of point out 5 people and 5 types of people and 5 specific things that these people do that will indicate that they're not the type of person that you want to be around and you ultimately want to avoid them. So let's get right into it. The first type of person that you're going to want to avoid is people who complain all the time. I'll tell you what, man, I've known plenty of people like this, and I cannot stand these types of people. Like, it seems like all they want to do is just complain. They complain why they don't have a better job. They complain why they're overweight. They complain why they can't achieve their goals. They complain why they didn't get the promotion. It's just constant complaining all the time. They complain about the weather or how many hours they have to work. I mean, give it a break, man. Enough's enough. Like, if you don't like it, change your life. Stop complaining about it and just do something. So, I actually have a specific story for this one. So, at my old job, there was this woman there, and she just always seemed really miserable. Like, you could just see it on her face. Everyone in the office knew it. She just seemed really miserable. And I think she kind of had just one of those faces. You know, some people just look like angry all the time or like miserable, or some people call it like on females, like a resting bitch face. Like, some people just have that face, which is fine. And they're not always actually like that. It just, their face looks like that. But this specific person, man, she would just always complain about work, man. It was just anytime you talk to her, it would be, oh, I can't wait to get out of here today. Can't wait for the weekend. Mondays suck. I'm like, you got anything else to talk about aside from hating your job? Like, honestly, it's like a miserable life to live if you're just gonna complain about your job all the time. Like, you're at your job all the time and you're complaining all the time. So it's like you obviously don't like your job. So you're like double miserable. Like, oh my God, I couldn't stand it. And I don't know, maybe I thought maybe I was like, I don't know, being too much and like looking for it. Like, every time I would see her, I would be like assuming she's gonna complain. So therefore she was like complaining all the time. I don't know if I was like manifesting it in my own head. But then someone I know, another coworker of mine, he actually said the same thing. He's like, yeah, this woman's actually like a good looking woman and all, but she's just always complaining. And this is what he was saying. And it's true. Like, she was like a good looking woman, but she was just always complaining all the time about her job and about working and about like wanting it to be the weekend and hating Mondays. And it just made her like less attractive. So even if you're an attractive person, complaining all the time, it's just not a good look. So someone who complains all the time, just avoid these people. They're just gonna bring you down and ruin your day. So just avoid them. Moving on to number 2. Another type of person you're going to want to avoid is people who talk about other people more than they talk about ideas and goals. Now, this one is pretty common, man. I think a lot of people just find comfort in talking about other people and, quite frankly, putting others down because it makes them feel better about themselves. This is a clear indicator of someone who's just small minded and doesn't have like real goals and ambitions in life. It's just really refreshing when you speak to someone and they actually are genuinely passionate about like a topic or a goal or like a common interest, and you can have a good, deep, meaningful conversation with them rather than just talking about other people's business and their drama and like what they were wearing and how bad their hair looks or that they drive a bad car. Like, who gives a shit what other people are doing? Why do you care so much what your coworkers or your acquaintances or your friends are doing in their life when you're really not doing anything in yours other than just talking shit about people? So these people, you have to avoid these people. If someone finds, if you find yourself in conversation with someone over and over again and all they want to do is talk about others rather than ideas and goals and actual things in life that have a meaning and give you motivation and inspire passion, then you gotta think twice about hanging out with those people. That's all I'm saying. So the third person you're going to want to avoid is going to be lazy people. Again, this kind of ties into the last one, but just people who really have no goals and ambitions, man. People who just like get up, roll out of bed, go to work, clock in, do the bare minimum, clock out, go home, watch TV, go to sleep. And they just do that over and over and over again for 5 days. And then they go out and party on the weekends or do whatever they do with their free time. But like they're not going to the gym, they're not working on extracurricular activities, they don't have hobbies, they're not working on side businesses or a side hustle. Like they just have no ambition to do better. If you hang out with these types of people, you're ultimately going to end up like them. It's very rare that someone who has goals and aspirations for their life is going to be hanging out with people who are lazy, because you're not in the same mindset, you're not in the same mind frame, you're not really going to get along with these people, because again, you don't have something to really connect on a deeper level with. People who are ambitious and want to do things with their life, they're too busy working on themselves and their businesses and their relationships. They don't have time to just be lazy and sit back and eat chips and watch movies all day. Like there's just not enough time for that. Time is valuable. Time is money, and successful people recognize that, and they make the most of their time, and they don't waste it. So you want to avoid lazy people, man. They're just going to drag you down. The fourth type of person that you're going to want to avoid is people who drink way too often or do drugs. Now, I'm not looking to judge anyone here. I'm not looking to preach and act like I'm Mr. Perfect or anything like that. I drink alcohol. I'm not saying you have to hang out with people who are completely sober. What I'm saying is, if someone's drinking and or doing drugs like often, and it's affecting their ability to work and maintain relationships and maintain their health, if it seems like that's their main focus in life, that's not the type of person you want to hang out with. Again, their priorities are messed up. They're not going to be successful in life if all they're focused on is drinking and doing drugs. Excuse me. Now, again, drinking in moderation, and to each their own. People want to do drugs. I mean, it's in my opinion, it's probably not healthy, but I'm of the mind frame that adults are adults, and if they want to do what they want to do, then they should be able to do it, as long as they're not harming anyone else. It gets into a legal aspect too, but that's not the topic of this conversation here. But my point is just avoid these types of people if it seems like their main priority is just getting fucked up on the weekends, rather than building up themselves personally, physically, mentally, financially. Like, you need to hang around people who have goals and who want to actually do things in life. And alcohol and drugs are not really going to help people achieve those things. It's very rare that those would help someone become very successful. So now the fifth and final person that you want to avoid is going to be someone who just has no goals. Like people who are just lollygagging through life, again, just doing the bare minimum, getting by, working their job, collecting the paycheck, paying the bills, and then doing it all over again every 2 weeks, and then again the next 2 weeks, and maybe they get a vacation for a week once a year. And it's just like, what's the quality of life there, man? Like that's what you want for the rest of your life, is just to work 5 days a week, come home, hang out, go to sleep, no gym, no working on side hustles, no aspirations to do something bigger. And then you get some time off with your PTO and your vacation, and then you do that for 40 years. Does that sound like a good life? To me, that sounds like shit. Honestly, I might as well just be in prison, honestly. Like that just sounds like you're in prison, but just from your employer rather than the law. So people who have no goals, man, you like genuinely have no goals, where they're just content with being average. They're really not the kind of people you want to hang out with, man. Again, they're just going to drag you down. And if you hang out with people that are the opposite of this, who work hard and have ambitions and try new things and take risks and care about their health and care about their relationships, it's going to motivate you and teach you how to do those things as well. So those are the type of people you want to hang out with. Is the total opposite of this. You want to hang out with people who talk about ideas rather than people. Talk about ambitious people, or excuse me, hang out with ambitious people, or people who are too busy to be drinking and doing drugs every weekend. Like, You gotta recognize these patterns in people, and you gotta select your friend group accordingly, man. It's just you're a product. You are the product of your five closest friends. So if you're hanging out with losers, you're gonna be a loser. If you're hanging out with winners, you're gonna be a winner. So that's it for today. I appreciate you guys stopping in and listening to my little rant here on the five types of people you want to avoid. If anyone's new here, I post content about personal finance, sort of life advice, experiences that I have, just anything that I feel like people can relate to. So if you like this kind of content, I post every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. But let me know in the comments what you think. Like, what are some other types of people that maybe I missed that you should really avoid? Like, what are some key indicators of someone who's just gonna drag you down rather than help you build yourself up? Let me know down in the comments. I'll be sure to check all that out and see what I missed. So I appreciate you guys checking in, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.